This is a video looking at the Lodge 3.2 quart cast iron combo cooker. It's a really popular, I guess it's called a combo cooker, but a really popular frying pan pot combo from Lodge. Has a retail price of about $40, making this what most people would consider to be a really good deal because you're getting a frying pan and a combo cooker in a nice size. And for like I said, for $40, made in the USA, no plastic, no rubber, no accessories. It's just all US made cast iron from Lodge, which I would say is a brand that seems to be pretty much universally known and trusted. And this thing has become really popular because for $40 you get obviously the pan, obviously the frying pan, the pot and the frying pan, but you get a really nice vessel for making a loaf of bread. So as kind of sourdough has had this home resurgence over the past year or two or three, whatever you want to call it, you could buy a $300 Le Creuset to cook it in. You could buy a really fancy, a ceramic or something like that. You could buy a huge cast iron, or you could buy this thing for $40, and it's become a really popular go-to. So you can get a nice kind of 1 kilogram or so loaf of bread in here with no problem at all, and it cooks up really well. So it's been a popular solution. Lodge also makes a 5.5 quart combo cooker that looks a lot like this. And a lot of people go for that, which the price only goes from about $40 up to maybe $45. But you'll know that one's different because it doesn't have the frying pan style handles. It uses, the handles on both sides are like this. So you don't really get that sort of something you can use in the morning to kind of cook your eggs. If you're only looking for a sort of a Dutch oven style, then you can go to the next size up for pretty cheap. But again, it's not really as functional. Lodge also has some Dutch ovens that are a lot like this in the $50 price range. Most of them will have handles on top, so the top piece is really just a lid. It's not also a frying pan, which you see it is here in the combo cooker. So here we have the frying pan. It's a pretty standard frying pan, standard handle. It's on the heavy side. It's heavier than a standard Lodge frying pan in this size category. And that size category is from here to here. So we'll measure it out right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9-inch diameter frying pan. It has a pretty steep curve here, so it's not super friendly for like a chef style. Lodge chef style has a more of a sloped end here. This one goes straight from flat to 90 degrees, really steep. It's fine for scrambled eggs and things like that, but maybe it's not the best choice. You have a pronounced lip here, which doesn't affect the cooking, but it will differentiate it from a standard Lodge frying pan. The bottom is sort of standard Lodge. It's double or triple seasoned, however they do it, easy to reseason yourself, but it is that rougher texture that Lodge is generally known for. It is heavy. I will say you're at a heavier weight than a standard 9-inch frying pan, so you have to deal with the fact that this thing is heavy on its own. Flat bottom, very little in the way of embellishments, just the Lodge logo. This ring is important, because it'll lock it into the top of your pot side. Here's the pot. It's a lot larger than the frying pan, but it's really not that much heavier. It's really surprising how heavy that frying pan is. It is not that deep. It's about, I think it's about 4.5 or 5 inches deep. It's appropriate for cooking, beans and other things like that in it. You could do any sort of baking in it. Obviously, it's really nice for a smaller loaf of bread. That's really what I would recommend. But it is a standard cast iron pot you could use. Obviously, you're going to want to keep acids out of here, so it's not for like a pasta sauce or maybe an acidic soup. But past that, anything you want to do is completely fine, like a deeper cornbread or some sort of meat dish or something like that, completely fine. It's a very versatile item if you're into cast iron pots. I know a lot of us tend to move towards, for this shape, for the sautés and the sauces and whatnot, you might go towards something that's enamel coated, like that Le Creuset or Lodge's enamel coated offerings, just because you have it completely non-reactive surface on the inside, which would be my preference. So I tend to use the top for eggs and things like that, burritos, what have you. Then the bottom I tend to reserve for bread, unless if I'm in a pinch. Same thing with the comes double seasoned or triple seasoned, whatever they use. Small handle here, no pouring spout, no rim here. The rim is only on the top, and that locks those two pieces together, which is nice. Full handle here, kind of a standard handle. It'll accept a Lodge, you know, the rubber grip thing they sell. Nothing fancy on the inside. Smaller Lodge logo on the bottom saying Lodge 1 USA 8CF. I'm not sure if it's a model number or what. You have your cast iron old school ring here, but it doesn't really serve any purpose for most of us. So would I recommend the Lodge combo cooker? The thing's really heavy. It's unwieldy. There's no other way to put it in the kitchen. It makes a loud noise like that. It's a little bit annoying in the morning. It's not, frying pan is just okay. But if you're looking for a combo for making bread, it's really ideal. And bang for your buck wise, it's really top notch. If you're only using it for bread, then you might want to consider the next size up in Lodge at 5 quart, which you're barely going to be spending any more money. If you want to use the frying pan now and then, even though it's not a great frying pan, then this is the way to go. With a 9-inch frying pan from Lodge will cost you about $18 to $20. So for a little bit more, you get the pot, you get the combo, and it's a pretty good solution. So there you go, the Lodge combo cooker, 3.2 quart. It's I would recommend it with those caveats, and it's been universally loved online. So I think most people tend to like it more than I do.